Hey guys, if you don't know who I am, I'm Savia Rocks, and I help people tell their stories, stay inspired, and get educated as they find the pride of who they are within creativity, but most of all, without judgment. Join us as we talk about
You really want to leave a legacy, do something for mankind. Do something that's going to benefit not just your children, everyone else's children.
I think our job as humans is to become the person we were born and peel away the cultural stuff that was given to us, the trauma, like peel away the stuff that changed us or that was thrown on us or made us small or made us go off track.
The biggest thing I've always found is when people think they know so much, then they start knowing so little.
And I'm making the right choice, and I'm showing up for myself, and I'm showing up for what matters in life.
Sometimes I think that trauma doesn't always have to be a bad thing. I think trauma can help you make choices in your life that turn something that started bad into something beautiful. So guys, welcome to season 7 of the Us People podcast with Savia Rocks.
Hi, my name is Marcus and I'm the founder of Always Working Clothing, and you are listening to the Us People podcast with Savia Rocks.
I'ma get deeper. Tables are turning, world in reverse, political burning.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Us People podcast. I'm your host, Savia Rocks, and today I am abundantly humbled to have Marcus here with me. Marcus is the founder of AWC, Always Working Clothing. I love the title already. He is a creative writing master student, so we need to talk about that, Marcus. Also a filmmaker and film and TV supporting artist. You're multi-talented. This is lovely to have on the show, Marcus. I want to thank you so much for taking your time to come on the Us People podcast. How are you?
I'm alright. Just a bit nervous, but it's really nice to be on your podcast.
No, you are more than welcome. You'll be absolutely fine. People want to hear your story, so this is the best part where you get to actually focus on you as a person, so people understand your perspectives and where you come from, why you wanted to start your brand. So for me, Marcus, the first question I have for you is, could you tell me a bit about yourself, where you grew up, but also how that influenced you to be the person who you are today? I like that.
So I was born in southeast London.
Yes.
And it was interesting because it was during the time where postcode wars were slowing down, and then it was just a time where everyone was so on the edge almost. And it was an interesting environment to be around, and it made you really want to get out the hood, basically.
That's true.
And it was really tough because you didn't really know your place in the world, and then there was too much fear. It was a strange place because there's so much culture in southeast London.
Yeah.
But it's like all this drama was happening, and then you couldn't really explore that community. So it was a strange time.
How do you find it now, from coming from where you are to being who you are? How did that transcend for you from coming out of a place where, to be quite fair, Marcus, I understand where you're coming from, because when you are in certain societies or you live in certain areas, you can actually grow up to be anything or do anything, but you chose a path which we're going to talk about, which is different, making something for yourself. How did that feel to you?
I think when you're born that kind of environment, you actually seek like kindness and like real change in the world. And then you start realizing that even though on the outside it looks so um like dangerous and what they define as cool, but deep down it was just a lot of broken people. And when you start looking at it like that, you start to realize like, wow, I'm not I shouldn't be trying to flow with this kind of like bad behavior, and just really try and look after your fellow person, because there's so much mental health problems, and nowadays it's gotten so much better because now everyone's looking at each other and realizing that like back then there was so much fear and just it's just now people are realizing like this gangster stuff is really just broken people, and the true heroes are the people who are working 9 to 5 jobs, maybe jobs they don't like, and just supporting their family and being there for their family. So it's such a real thing because even my friends, they were they some of them didn't have fathers, and they really looked towards community as a way to connect with each other. Like, which is sad now because I remember the youth centers were so big back then, and they helped so many people who lacked that kind of father figure, and then just really needed that kind of like just love, I guess.
I think it's the love, support, and devotion
Yeah.
that sometimes a lot of people lack, but also the trauma that they go through in their lives that make them become the person that they are because of the lack of what they didn't have in their childhood.
Yeah.
And that can be very hard and tormenting, but also the things that we lacked in our childhood kind of determine sometimes who we become in our future. Unless, like you decide to change and say, I'm going to be someone different in the world that makes a difference. And those are the heroes in the world. So you're part of the hero crew.
What a nice feeling then.
Yeah, it's a nice feeling to have because you take that energy and you go somewhere awesome with it where the universe says to you, okay, you're doing something great, I'm gonna give you some more. And that's how you kind of flow with it. So you're on a great path of, regardless if you're in the beginning, the middle or the end of it, you're still doing something great. So my next question for you, Marcus, is it's a little bit deeper, a little bit harder as well, is can you define yourself as a person, but also who do you see when you look in the mirror? But on the flip side of that question, has there ever been a time in your life where you didn't recognize the person looking back at yourself in the mirror? How did you manage to make yourself say, this is not the person that I like being, to the person that you do like becoming? It's quite a fully loaded question.
So I would say right now, I think I found a lot of happiness in myself, and that's in regards to realizing that I don't need to live under other people's expectations right now, because it's just I always feel like when I was growing up, I always used to think I needed to impress everyone or be the kind of person that they wanted me to be, and it was just unnecessary pressure, and just like it didn't feel like I was seeing the real me. And that was in like loads of aspects of my life, even career wise, personality wise, even the friends I had out back then. It wasn't me. But now I'm more kinder, more vulnerable, like more in touch with my emotions,
I like that.
and just like really trying to do good in this world, and not like see that person that everyone was trying to mold me to be, just someone that's kinder, happier, and wanna connect with people on a more general scale. So yeah, that's what I see now.
Which is a fundamental thing to be able to do. So I'm going to get into what you do now, Marcus.
Yeah.
So there are so many people in the world that love clothing. Everyone does clothing for different reasons. I think I have interviewed quite a few people who make clothing, and some do it on smaller scales and some do it on hugely massive scales, even to a point where we had someone who sponsored our socks, so which was pretty cool. And we've been very fortunate. But for you, when it comes to AWC clothing, talk to me about, I would love for you to talk about your journey in deciding that you wanted to do this, and what was the journey like for you?
It was a long journey.
Oh.
Yeah, it was. So I started it 3 years ago. When I finished my undergrad degree, and I was like feeling lost in life. I was really like depressed. I didn't like the degree. I didn't want to pursue film back then, and then I just fell out of love with just life in general.
Yeah.
And then I always had a passion for fashion, and one day I was looking at my New Era cap, and I thought to myself, why don't I make that logo something that belongs to me? And then basically I wanted to create something that helped me move forward, because I was so stuck in life. And then I created Always Working with Clothing to show that like we can move forward in life, in which is now my slogan, about moving through hardships and always working on yourself and your dreams. So it was like it was it's just been a journey, because I relaunched it last November, and I was really more focused on mental health now, to the point where even the clothing's taking a back seat to the mental clothing. I mean, the mental health aspect. And I feel like I found my little lane in the fashion industry,
I like it.
because it's so saturated, so many clothing brands, and it's just like, but now I found like the true purpose of my clothing brand, and the reason why my origin is so important, because I'm speaking about myself in the third person, but like the me back then was just so lost, needed some guidance and just some help with like mental health. So I just brought that all back into the present day, and now that's my business.
I love that.
Yeah.
It makes such a difference to be able to do something that people are able to relate to and understand and be a part of, because even the name alone, Always Working Clothing, and trust me, we're always working. Sometimes even when we pass away, we're working somehow. Even if it's to try and get to heaven, we're still working. So
yeah, that's a journey in itself. Yeah.
That's a journey in itself. It's like you have to get a bus pass just to try and get there. Yeah. But at the same time, so people there, I always say this to people, there's always there's always someone or something in your life that gives you a chance. There's always someone in life that gives you a chance or sees your passion. And I think you'll agree with this part, where you'll start to realize the people who genuinely care for you when you're doing what you love, and then there's people who will just try to put you down or try to tell you it's not going to work, or what makes your brand different from other people's. So this is where the question comes, in the sense of, was there anyone in your life, Marcus, that you felt gave you a chance or supported you in doing what you're doing, and how did their influence help you to be positive, productive, and say, you know what, thank you so much, this is what I want to do and this is how I'm doing it?
It's quite tough, because the person that inspired me is also the person that's kind of against me as well.
Okay. No, I get it.
I would say it would be my family, because what they've done for me is something I couldn't. I'm so grateful for, incredibly grateful for, beyond like belief. The fact that I get freedom to do what I can do, but it's also the fact that like there's like painful moments where it's like they don't necessarily believe what I'm doing as well. So it's like, it's because they're realistic, and it's sometimes they're too negative the way they're thinking. So it's like, just because I'm not making extreme financial gains in like a normal way, I'm making a great impact in a different kind of way,
Yes.
in a kind of like person to person way. And it's tough, because I understand the business is financial, but at the same time, it's like, what is our purpose when doing business as well? Because money will come, but yeah, I get what they mean with that conflict. It's almost like they support me still, because they still wear my like clothing and stuff, my gear. Like at the same time, they're like, oh, you need to find something really more secure to make loads more money, and then you can go back to your business. And it's basically, I feel like a lot of creators and like business people go through this, where we have to always play that game of just like our purpose in our business and our like our day-to-day living, like how we're gonna live to create art, and how's our art gonna help us live. So it's like, it's a I would say that's the challenging battle, and that's what my inspiration, but also my internal conflict.
I understand that completely, and I think the reason why I understand that is because, like you say, every creative person goes through, it's like we think the worst before we think the best of ourselves.
Yeah.
But also, I've learned in life that I have a comeback answer to my family.
Oh.
Right? So I'm going to give it to you, okay?
Yeah.
My comeback answer to my family, when they turn around and said to me, for example, that, why are you a songwriter, or why are you a radio host? Number one, it helps people. Number two, I feel like I'm saving lives. Number three, the money will come because you love what you do.
Yeah.
And the final one, which is the best one, is, if I don't do it, someone else will, and they'll become successful. And how did all the other people who are creative that you listen to and watch on TV and that you like, if they didn't take a chance on themselves in the world and now become who they are successfully, then you wouldn't be listening to them or watching them. So it's thanks to those people who took a chance on themselves and have become successful. That's why other people feel influenced to do it. That's what you should say to your parents.
100%.
So that's kind of the way that I see it from my perspective. Doesn't mean I'm right, and everyone deserves to have an opinion on what they want to do and how they want to do it. But it all works differently for each and every one of us in the world. So my next question for you is, what is a day like in Marcus's life? This is going to be really cool. So from when you wake up in the morning, Marcus, and you say, Savia, my day starts like this. It might start with coffee. It might not start with coffee. It might start with sweets. I don't know. How does a day in your life start from beginning to end, from waking up to maybe creativity to whatever you do? What's it like for Marcus?
It's quite tough, because I'm a freelancer, master student, and the business and all that stuff. So it's like the first thing I do every day is, obviously I would do a generic answer. I set up my bed and then the next thing is basically really organize what I need to do for the day. Because there's so much things going on. So let's take an example of a day last week. So usually I would have to check out what I'm doing for my dissertation now, because my dissertation is due in September.
Okay.
So I need to figure out what I'm doing for that, how I'm prepping, and what's my next couple of weeks going to look like. Then I would have to look at my business aspect, and then I would have to look at grants, funding. I would have to look at, because I'm doing a documentary now, I need to email people on whether they want to do interviews. I need to set up days where I'm doing street interviews, surveys. It's a lot of like just organizing. And then it's my freelance stuff with, in terms of the film and TV, they come randomly. So they could tell you like, are you available tomorrow? You'll finish at 2:30 a.m. It's like, and yeah, you just say yes because you need the money to say like, invest in your business. Then you're like going to uni, and it's just like, it's really making sure you're not too overwhelmed,
Yeah.
so you don't burn out, because like all of them are equally important, but it's just like, yeah, trying to prioritize and just trying to give your time space to breathe, because it gets really overwhelming once you dive into like each aspect of your life. Like the business is just got, even this month is jam packed with stuff I need to do, and it's just like, gosh, like I need to, yeah, it's gonna be a rough month, but I love it. Yeah, it's just not too boring. Like every day is something new, and then it's just like there's always a deadline I set for myself, and it's just really, it gets me waking up in the morning now every day. So I'm really happy about it.
So this is the best thing about having a business, is that you know that you have to set deadlines. No one else is setting the deadlines for you. You have to do it yourself. And if you don't do it yourself, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You're in trouble. Like some people, like for example, I have like this massive whiteboard. I always tell everyone who comes on the show about it, where I cut it in sections, for example, and I write everything, and as I go through it, I start taking it off and I start rubbing it off. And people may think that I am a creative, psycho, because because of how much I love it. But then when your passion will show when you're doing something that you love. So, which kind of leads me on to my next question for you, which is, what are you most curious about right now? But also, what are you most curious about in your business when it comes to marketing and leadership, and also personal development and empowering yourself?
Wow, that's a loaded question.
Oh,
I think it's so lucky because right now my documentary is all about answering a question that I don't know about, like, the public and the community, and it's what does it mean to live a meaningful life without burning out or feeling alone? And it's such a loaded question and requires me to, like, ask people for their opinions and truly, like, understand what they think a meaningful life is. And so far it's been so, like, inspiring, and just like it's such a great thing to test my curiosity, because there was people talking about, like, if you had all the money in the world, uh what would you prioritize? And it was talking about, like, relationships and love and family, and just like true things that we should be doing now regardless of money, and just like this pursuit of, like, a career that if you take a step back from, you realize it's not something that should overpower these, like, true human emotions.
yeah.
And it's just like it's really emotional and great thing. So I'm really glad that I'm doing the documentary. And in terms of the business, it's taught me a lot, because now I have to collaborate so much, and just like, because even this documentary, I have a friend that's helping me street interviews, and we collaborate on time constantly, and we have to always plan our days ahead, and just areas where we want to interview. And yeah, it just led me to so much things in terms of, like, leadership, because I need to make sure that he's on track, I'm recording, and just like even in business collaborations, uh, there's a girl who does upcycling with clothes,
Yes.
and she wanted me to partner with her in, like, my caps, and then just like redesigning them for, like, eco-friendly purposes. And it's really cool how she's, like, doing these new designs, and just like talking about, like, cuts in cells. And it's really interesting because it makes you really think about, like, loads of aspects of the business. Yeah, and if it's a right collaboration, so it's it's great, yeah.
That's the most beautiful thing you can do, I think. The more you collaborate with people is the more you get to know people. The more that you get to know people is the more that you understand how much other people want you to succeed. And as much as we were talking about our families and, you know, how they feel towards us, usually our families are the ones who give us that groundedness of learning what we do want and what we don't want. But then the outside public, because they get so excited and exhilarated by what you do. Even I'm exhilarated by what you do, because you're doing something different. You're doing something that, yes, other people do, but you're doing it in your way. No one does anything the same way unless they're copying someone word for word, or design for design. But when you find something that you are passionate about and you have the opportunity to collaborate with people who share as very similar passion, your brand itself will thrive, because you're two entities coming together. Sometimes it's 3 or 4 entities coming together, but you're two entities coming together to build something that could potentially change the world. And you don't realize that at first because you're just doing it for the love of it. So what you said is awesome. I'm definitely, when your documentary is done, I would love to see it.
Lovely.
I would love to see that. That would be awesome. So we spoke a little bit about mental health. And I know that usually I don't talk too much about mental health on the show. And the reason why is not because I don't want to, is because I find that so many other people are talking about it. So I was like, give it to them. But because you mentioned it, and it is always important to talk about things that people mention because it means something to them, and words are powerful. From your perspective of being, especially a guy in the world, and mental health, and being able to show how you feel, because there was an incident when I was walking down the road, and I remember saying this to someone else, where there was a little boy and he was with his mum, and he started crying, and then his mum turned around and he said, "Boys don't cry." And I don't know what came over me, Marcus. I turned around and I said, "Boys do cry, and they should cry." I almost got myself into a fight. But because of the way that I was really calm with it, but I was just passionate, she didn't say anything, and the boy looked at me and he actually smiled, which was so nice because he was crying. And maybe she walked away with a different mindset. I don't know if she did, but I also think that she also felt a little bit embarrassed. But we also must realize that, like we said, there's always someone watching and there's always someone listening. And for you, how do you feel about, from a guy's perspective of mental health? Do you feel like men are opening up more? Do you feel like people are opening up more about mental health? Do you feel like some people use mental health as an excuse? What are your views on it?
It's a loaded one, because like what everything you said is like exactly what is going on in the mental health scene. There's so much aspects that need to be like investigated and like raise awareness for, because like I say, like when I talk about mental health, I have 3 themes that I focus on, because which is burnout, pressures to achieve, and loneliness. And each of them are like very vast in how much it affects people's lives in different ways. And like that's only 3 aspects of mental health. There's so much like neurodiversion. It's like you said about like masculinity. As like feminists, it's like there's a lot of mental health loaded in so many, because there's so many different types of people. That's what I can say about mental health is like is something we need to always work on, basically almost every day, and it's such a meaningful and great thing to work on, because it like unlocks so much about ourselves. Like you said about your story about the child crying and the mom saying men don't cry. That's such a big thing in like men culture right now, because like still a lot of men still feel like they can't cry, and it's a big problem, because vulnerability is not a weakness, it's a strength.
Exactly that.
Yeah, it's so powerful to be able to connect to someone who's vulnerable as well. It's like you truly understand who that person is, and it helps people who continue to hide and are afraid to be seen as vulnerable, but it's a strength. And it's media has like created this delusion that vulnerability is a weakness, and that men are expected to constantly like need to be this dominating force in every aspect of life when it's nowhere near nowhere near that.
Yeah.
And it's tough. So mental health is, I think everyone should just continue to talk about it, because the more it's spoken about, the more avenues we see, more perspectives. It's like it'll be easier to just mention in any day everyday conversation,
Yeah.
because like so many people are afraid of the word, and it's just like this is something powerful. It makes us go to the next level. Like, yeah. And it's just unlocked by just clear conversation about who we are. So
I, I think that's what it comes down to again. What's happened in our childhood makes us either very afraid to talk when we're adults until the universe sends us someone who has enough strength to have changed themselves and to give that strength to someone else to say, you're a beautiful person. Whatever's happened in your past doesn't dictate your future.
yeah,
You know, and once you find that person, and we are around, you know, who genuinely love people and want to help them and allow them to speak, allow them to show who they are. I believe in this thing called pass on the favor. I don't know if anyone's ever heard it before, but when someone does something for you, you don't do something back for the person. You give it to someone else. And that's how beautiful things manifest. And it could be you saying something, it could be you hugging someone, it could be you having a conversation with a stranger. But when you do all these things and you do it with a love in your heart, you start to see how people and the world change as well. So when you said to me just now about talking about mental health and the beauty of love and the power behind it and how people can change, there's still a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the work is being done. And me and you, Marcus, can talk about this forever, because sometimes it's the people who have the power that try to manipulate the circumstances of the world for it to be more angrier than it needs to be.
Yeah.
There you go.
That is no true words have been said, you know. That's very true.
And that's the thing. But if we continue to be kind-hearted but have strength and resilience within that kindness, because there are people who are going to come and test our kindness.
Oh yeah.
The way you said that, oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I know that you've been there. It's we will persevere. I always say that we will persevere and we'll do good things in the world. So, which kind of makes me want to ask you this: if there was one question, Marcus, that you wished people asked you, and nobody ever really asked you this question, what question would it be and why?
Oh wow. Because this is the thing. I find it hard to always like ask questions to myself. Like asking questions to others will be
It's so
easier.
easy.
Yeah, it's because we're always harder on ourselves.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
what would I even say? Um, probably like what actually matters. You know, I think a question
That's a
like
good
that
question.
is something I ask myself like every day. Like when I'm angry, when I'm sad, when I'm happy. It's just like what actually matters in this like moment, in the next moment. It's just like I really want to like motivate myself, but also like ground myself and make sure I'm like moving in the right direction, which is hard because like for me, I'm always like doubting myself. I'm just like, is this project gonna work? Am I doing this for me, or am I doing this for others, or it's just like just overthinking basically because like
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just finding an answer like everyone else in this like
I think, like we said, all creative people are very much like that. Unless you're one of those creative people that are super, like have super ego. That's what I call it.
yeah, that happens.
And
That
there
happens a
are
lot.
ones out there that are like that. I know my shit.
Yeah.
They have super ego, but that's
love it
fine in a
sometimes.
way.
I
Yeah,
love it
just
sometimes, but yeah.
and there's nothing wrong with having it if you're having it in a really, humble kind of way. We all need to have confidence in what we do, otherwise we wouldn't do it. But at the same time, there is also a very, how can I say, criticized way
Yeah.
that creative people do things, which challenges our well-being
Yeah.
as well. Especially when we know, like you said, when you're trying to find work and you go out and you're there till 2:30 in the morning
Yeah.
because you need to make the money to help your business. So it can be quite difficult. So it can be hard. So my next question for you is, what would you do differently? So if I took the word judgment out of the dictionary, Marcus, and I said, what would you do differently if nobody was judging you and there was no such word as judgment in the world? Because judgment does a lot to people.
It does.
What do you believe that you would do differently?
I think I'll say one for the past and the one for now. I think in terms of my business, I should have dived more into the mental health aspect so much earlier. Because when I first started out, I knew nothing about business. I knew nothing about fashion. And the worst people in the world is fashion influencers because they're like, it's like get a collection out constantly, get people to buy, do this, do that, and it's just like it doesn't feel authentic. Like I felt myself losing myself, like the messages behind my business,
Yeah.
and it was just like, but these influencers and business owners, they're doing so well, they're able to do whatever they can, but it's just like if I knew what I knew now with the hindsight, I could have done so much more impactful things back then,
Yeah.
and it would have made me feel so much better. Because back then, I started hating my clothing brand. So 1, 2 years in, I was just like, I don't believe in this. I just keep doing these collections, and they feel half-hearted, or
Wow.
they just they don't work. And it's because I was connecting it to like these metrics that these fashion businesses that like are always focusing on like sales and just like financial gain and all this like hype beasts. And it was just like my business was never that.
There you
So
go.
when I learned it now, like I relaunched it in last year in November,
Yeah.
and it's such an inspiring thing now because absolutely love my business. And I love when people question the name. I love when people question the mental health aspect because I can always say that like I'm so authentic in the business, and they take one look at it and they're like, "Oh yeah, like damn, he's re- he's doing a lot for like people who are struggling with the mental health," and it's such a fulfilling thing now because I'm not like constantly chasing after finance or trying to press these like hype bees or
Yeah.
like there's so much meaning to my business now, and yeah, that's something I'm so proud. And so I wish I knew that sooner. And I think nowadays it's as aspect of myself. I need to almost like not care what people say.
Yeah.
And that's something all my life I used to care about. But now it's just like the judgment, there's no judgment now for myself. I'm just like, I'm going to do this project because I believe it will help people. Will it make me money? No, probably not at all. But will it help a lot of people? Will it help my soul as well?
Yes.
Like, yes, 110%. Like, it will help so much. And I'm so happy to do it. Like, I wake up in the morning, just like, all right, who do I email? Who do I talk to? Who do I, what surveys can I do? What research can I do? What essays can I do? Like, write and stuff. It's so fulfilling in life. And I just feel so happy just being able to see what I'm doing now. And I know the future's gonna be so exciting
I
for the
love that.
project. So like I'm so yeah, that's what I need to do. If there was no judgment in the world, that's just perfect. I'll just do more. Like do more videos and whatever, yeah.
You still can, to be fair. You definitely
Yeah.
still can. Now that you have, I can see that enthusiasm and that passion that you have. And throughout our conversation, it's just been growing and growing. And I like it. I love when that comes out from people because it shows so much about their art in what they do. Which I'm going to add something into there. So,
Okay.
music always plays a massive part in branding and in clothing. I've noticed when you put the two together, it does something magical and wonderful. It really does. So, if I was to say to you, Marcus, if there was one song that was the soundtrack of your life,
Oh, wow.
what song would you choose and why would you choose that particular song?
I'm a big music fan. But I'm also like indecisive. Like I have like 7 playlists. Yeah, because I'm just like, oh, maybe I'll listen to jazz today, or listen to rap, or old songs, or like Korean or Japanese music. It's just like it goes everywhere. Afro beats as well. I'm just like,
Oh no, I put him on the spot.
yeah. Oh, a song though. Ah, mm, I feel like I need to like
No, okay, tap
get
in, yeah, tap
get
in.
get get my playlist out at this rate. Um, what would the song would I enjoy? Oh no, I know one. I think it would be the Black Eyed Peas. Where is your love? I think.
Where is the love? Yeah,
Where is the love? Yeah,
yeah, that's a good one.
yeah,
That
because
says a lot.
it's so like it's so emotional that song. It's like so much like meaning, and it's like yeah, it's like me. I really want to. I was searching for love in so many aspects of my life, in so many time periods in my life as well. So it's just like because love is so much deeper than a lot of things, and obviously
Yeah.
people cringe at it, like, "Oh, love," but it's like it's more like I'm seeking things that are genuine, like friendships, relationships, family, just moments with people, like unlocking new friendships,
Yeah.
and just like yeah, I'm really searching for the love in everything, and it's like yeah, I really love that song as well.
It all makes sense now. You're coming together slowly. I'm like, yeah, Marcus is coming together.
I am.
I like this. Marcus, when was the last time that you felt totally at peace with yourself?
I think so. When I did my first event for my clothing brand, there was so much pressure for it because it was like, will people come? Will I be able to execute? Will I be able to get the funding for it? Get the food, like drinks, everything, like working right. And when it was the day of the event, and I managed to like complete it all, so I did like a welcome talk, which was mental health based. I got singers. I did a raffle, food, drinks, everything was video footage. Yeah, I worked with my friend who's a radiographer, and then bartender, and it's just like so much things worked, and I was even able to donate to charity at the end of the night.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it was. I just sat down and I was just thinking, I did it, you know, and it was just the ultimate amount of peace because like for those 3 years of my business, nobody saw what I was trying to build.
Yep.
It was just like, oh, why is he doing that? Why is he doing this? And it's just like low likes, no one was viewing stuff. People just thought it was just another gimmick clothing brand. They were just like really judging me. They were like saying like, "Oh, another person from Southeast making a clothing brand. It's just a meaningless brand, meaningless logo." And then I was just sitting down in a room of like 30 people, and I was just thinking, like they were smiling, happy, telling me how much they enjoyed, telling me the welcome talk was so meaningful, so emotional. I was just like, damn, this is. I didn't know how to react because I was very introvert, so and I had social anxiety for years, and it was just like I actually did this, you know, and it felt like it was an event for my past self, the one that was like breaking down when he was alone at night, just like thinking, where do I belong in life? Just feeling like he wanted to cry, like almost most nights. It's just like, oh, this is who you became, and it was like all that sacrifice, all that seeking, like exploring of myself and the business. It just like it felt like a real like full circle moment. It was just like I was really at peace with myself. I was like, yeah, this is amazing. And I just want to stay here forever. Like this kind of like zone of just like peace and people smiling, just talking to each other, and I'm just like able to be a part of that as well. So yeah, I'd say that was my piece.
That's a really nice story, to be fair. It makes you understand that in order for you to, the bad that you go through makes you appreciate the good that happens in your life.
Yeah.
And that's what you just articulated beautifully. So it's true. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
That's how it is. So Marcus, before, like, our hours literally flown by,
Yeah.
and before I have the beautiful chance of saying thank you to you,
Oh, thank
I
you.
would love for people to know where they can find Marcus, so they can find more about you, where they can see your brand, if they want to buy anything from your brand or collaborate with your brand. I just want to, you go for it.
So the interesting thing about my business, I'm actually not selling clothes right now. I'm actually, when I said the clothing really gone to the back end, it really has because now I'm only doing the mental health thing right now,
Hey, it
and,
is what it is.
and it's so basically, you can find me on my Instagram.
Yep.
It's always working clothing. No one has my name to be honest, because it's like it's a tough name. Um, you can find me on YouTube. I have a media production called Home Media Productions,
Yes.
and yeah, they work together basically. So yeah, you can find me on those two, and my website as well, which is www.alwaysworkingclothing.com, and there's a lot of like essays and like what I've been doing, and just like the links to everything I've just said anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much. all my links.
See, guys, this is where I'm definitely going to say to you, like I always do, go and support. If we don't support one another, how can we all become successful? But I know success is defined in many different ways, which we all have a different definition of what that means to us. So, Marcus, I want to say thank you so much for taking your time to come on the Ask People podcast, for telling us who you are, for showing us who you are, but more than anything, doing things in the community and society to show that it doesn't matter where you come from in life. You can be absolutely anything and do anything that makes you feel like you have purpose, gives you happiness, but also helps you to evolve as a person. So from me to you, I appreciate you and I have gratitude for you. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Like, this has been so, like, you've been so easy to talk to. The questions are really, I thought I'd be like so stiff today. Like, I'd be like so awkward to be like, oh, like, I don't know what to say. But like, the questions brought out so much out of me that I didn't think I could talk about. So thank you so much.
You are more than welcome. I'm so happy to have interviews with people like yourself. You know, so it means a lot to me. So thank you so much too. So this is where I say, guys, I want to thank you so much for listening to the Ask People podcast. And please remember, you can subscribe and leave us a review on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, or any other platform that you prefer listening to. You can also go to the Savia Rocks website or the Us People podcast website, and you don't have to listen to the most recent episode of the Us People podcast. You can go all the way to the beginning and find an episode that you feel resonates with you. But please continue to share, continue to do positive things in the world, and the most important part from me to you is thank you so much for listening. Stay happy, stay positive, and as always, continue to be kind to one another. Thank you so much and take care.
I'ma get deeper. Tables are turning, world in reverse, political burning. Where is the love? Where is the hope? Where is the faith inside? It's been misplaced, power being misguided, manipulation used for both sides, unjustified violence. You living it up in your kingdom where you're using the misguided ones to do your killing. You should be in front line, seeing the pain, taking the blame, seeing the souls that been lost and flown away. Where's the truth? We see the lies, we see through the darkness and the blurry lines. I'm about to dive in deep. The wheels are spinning, globes in rewind, political ablaze. Where's compassion? Where's the love? 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 How could I breathe when I see people dying on both sides? We need to do better. Shell shock, yeah, imagine that. Powers pretending they don't even have blood on their hands. Playing on both sides, you know what you did. Change the status quo, sins of your fathers. Ripple through time, we live in it, breathing it. Kings and queens, mass destruction, digging.